Friends. The story begins with a boy named Arman who enters a restaurant with his girlfriend. While both of them are talking lovingly, a man comes and sits next to them, and in front of Arman, he calls his daughter and tells her that he has just met his son-in-law. But he does not tell his daughter anything about Arman's girlfriend. To escape from the questions of his father-in-law, Arman immediately turns 9 to 11 from here, and his girlfriend remains sitting here. After this, the scene shifts to Tursun, who comes to his house. And sitting in front of him is his wife Alina, who was waiting with open eyes for Tursun. Today was Tursun's wedding anniversary, so when he tells her about the gift, Alina becomes very happy because she thought that Tursun was going to gift her a shiny car. But soon Alina's happiness is dashed as Tursun buys her a new washing machine and not a car. Seeing this, Alina gets very angry. When Zarsan checks his savings, he does not see the savings money. On this, Tursun starts questioning Alina, to which Alina replies that I bought an expensive dress with that money. Alina also reveals about the husband of one of her friends who had taken Alina's friend to Europe on their anniversary. Meanwhile, Arman calls Tursun. Tursun pretends in front of Alina as if Arman is feeling jealous of their washing machine. When Tursun asks Alina to eat, Alina again starts praising her friend's husband, due to which Tursun gets angry and comes out to throw the garbage, and here he finds Arman, who was hiding behind the dustbin. Arman decides to hide at Tursun's house, but thinking about Alina's behavior, Tursun takes her to a cafe, and on the way they see his friend Tima, who is a taxi driver. Arman tells both of them about his father-in-law, and Tursun also calls Alina and informs her to come out. But Alina angrily scolds him and disconnects the call. Seeing the condition of both of them, Tima says that I live happily with my car. Then they see a girl on the road whose car was not starting. The name of this girl was Sophia. She asks for help from them, but all three of them make fun of his driving and leave from there. But as they move ahead, a police officer stops their car, and due to the expired driving license, Tima's car also goes away, and all three of them are left standing on the road in a helpless and troubled state, asking for a lift. But then Sophia comes with her car, and to help these three, she takes them in her car. Tursun thinks of his wife Alina, but Arman says that you are also not happy after getting married. Therefore, these three friends start to feel that women are the root of all problems. Tima says that if the traffic police officer had been a female, I would not have let her take the car by engaging her in conversation. Arman says that I wish there was a world where girls would have neither fathers nor brothers, while Tursun expresses his anger towards Alina's friend's husband, because of which Alina humiliates Tursun. Sophia is also listening to the conversation of these three and says that if you really want to go into the world of women, then I can fulfill this wish of yours. But these three did not believe Sophia's words because there was no world where there were no humans. After a while, they reach in front of a bar and start paying the taxi fare to Sophia. But Sophia doesn't take the money. Both Tursun and Arman go inside the cafe, and their eyes remain wide open after seeing the view inside. Because the whole cafe was full of girls. The girls become very happy after seeing them, and drinks are offered to them. The surprise increases when a waitress tells them that they will get every service here for free. Meanwhile, Arman checks his phone and is shocked to see that there are only girls' numbers in his contact list. Tursun asks the waitress about the men's washroom, to which the waitress says that, sorry, there is no men's washroom here as we did not expect any man to come here. Arman and Tursun are horrified to see all this and hurry out of the cafe. Both of them could not believe that they had actually come to the world of women. On one hand, he was confused, and on the other hand, he was filled with joy after seeing so many girls. Meanwhile, Tima also arrives here and informs both of them that the police here are also females. Meanwhile, Sophia also comes to them and tells them that you have only one day to stay here, and in this one day you will not see any man here. But according to the rules, you are not allowed to take photos or make videos here. Sophia also gives Tima the keys to her confiscated car. Tima was the first male taxi driver in this world. Tima becomes very happy thinking this. All three are very happy about this world full of strange girls. But then Tursun remembers his wife Alina. Tursun gets tense that if he spends one day in this world, then Alina gets very angry. On this, Sophia says that you do not need to worry because one day in this world is 1 second in the real world. Therefore, no one will even get a hint about your disappearance. Hearing this, Tursun's worries also come to an end, and then all three friends set out to roam around the city to enjoy this special day. They get a lot of attention from girls even on the streets. Tima was the only male taxi driver. Therefore, he starts thinking how much money he can earn by driving a taxi here. Even in this happy moment, Tursun thinks of Alina and starts insisting on going home, at which Arman gets very angry. After moving a little further, Tima's car is again stopped by a female traffic police officer, and with very restrictive behavior, she asks her to get out of the car. Tima runs out in fear. But instead of scolding him, this female police officer kisses him and runs away from there, and while leaving she says sorry to him because he had kissed her on duty. From here, all three of them go to a club where the girls give them attention like celebrities, and all three of them are very happy. Meanwhile, a waitress comes to Arman. Arman flirts with her a little, but this waitress does not talk to Arman and says that I am an agent. Saying this, she goes away from here. Seeing this behavior of the waitress, Tursun feels very happy that even in this female world, there are girls who take care of self-respect. He enjoys a lot in this cafe with all three girls. But then a female security guard comes to Tima and asks her to go out because a lady had come to meet Tima. When Tima goes out and looks, she is the same traffic police officer. To escape from this officer, Tima says that I do not know him and quickly tries to hide, and then comes inside to her friends and tells that she has reached here while tracking the traffic police. To avoid this trouble, Tursun gives the idea of getting out of this cafe as soon as possible, because now he also wanted to go back to his home. But before they leave, the waitress comes and gives them the bill and tells them that everything is free for males here, but the males have to pay the bills for all the girls. When they look at these three bills, they are outside their budget. Arman tells his friends that we should stay here till morning, and our one day will be completed. But then we see that the girls sitting near them have turned into boys, and now there are only boys here. Seeing this, all three quickly come out and see Sophia in front of them. Sophia tells them that if you do not accept the request of any boy in this world, then you will remain stuck here forever, and then there will be boys here instead of girls. The three of them collect the money and pay the bill, and then the traffic police officer asks Tima to go for a ride with him, and because of the rule, Tima agrees. In the morning, we see Tursun near Alina. Alina talks to Tursun very lovingly and says that today we will also invite Arman for dinner. Alina calls Arman and asks him to bring some stuff. Arman agrees, and when he comes out of the house, he meets an old lady who asks Arman to carry her bags upstairs, and Arman gets ready to help her. On the other side, we see Tima, who was listening to a fair on the radio. But as soon as it detects a female announcer, it switches off the radio, and the girls around it start turning into boys. Here, the old woman makes Arman make tea for her and also gets him to do the household work, while Tursun is eating delicious food prepared by Alina. As soon as Tursun picks up the phone to click Alina's photo, the phone gets switched off, and then Alina requests him to go out, and due to having no other option, Tursun agrees to it. Meanwhile, Arman is still working at the old woman's house, but when he sees that the old woman has fallen asleep, he quickly runs away from there, and the same waitress who had behaved very rudely with him is seen in the park. But she talks to Arman very nicely and tells him that she does not like that job at all, but I am very fond of painting. The name of this waitress was Diana. Here, Tima again comes in front of the traffic police officer, while Tursun is sitting with Alina in the restaurant. Tursun was afraid that he might have to pay the bills of all the girls here too, so he starts counting everyone's money. But then some ladies start fighting because the table they had booked was for Tursun and Alina. Seeing this, Alina says that we should leave from here. Tursun also agrees with Alina, and both of them leave from here. On the other side, we see Arman with Diana. Both of them go to a cafe and spend a great time there. But then Diana starts disappearing. Seeing this, Arman realizes that he has not bought the stuff Alina told him about. That's why Diana is disappearing. Arman immediately leaves from here to fulfill Alina's request. Here, the traffic police officer takes Tima to a hotel, and then the scene shifts to Tursun, who had brought Alina to the place where both of them had spent a good time earlier. Meanwhile, to escape from the traffic officer, Tima hides in the bathroom and activates the fire alarm by setting a napkin on fire, due to which all the people are thrown out of the hotel. On the other hand, Arman calls Alina and tells her that I have bought your stuff, but Alina asks him to come some other day. Hearing this, Arman happily starts going towards Diana, but again the same old lady catches hold of him and takes him to her house and gets a massage done by Arman. Meanwhile, Diana also arrives here, and it is revealed that Diana is the granddaughter of this old lady. Both Diana and Arman start going out for a walk, but then the old lady tells Arman not to kiss her. Here we see Tima, who gets into a lift to escape from the traffic police officer. But because of the fire alarm, the lift does not start, and the officer again comes and stands in front of it. On the other hand, Diana gets her portrait made at Araman's request. But Diana doesn't understand why he is painting her picture, because he could have taken a photo as well. But according to the rules, Arman could not take the photo. That's why he gets this portrait made and says that perhaps this could be our last meeting. The dinos start approaching it, but can't kiss it because of Grandma's refusal. Seeing this, Diana gets angry and says that if there is so much problem, then jump from the roof. According to rule, Armin listens to Diana and moves forward to jump from the roof and says, "Stop me." But that doesn't stop Diana. But a little girl from below stops him from jumping, and by obeying the girl, Arman saves his life. Arman explains to Diana that this is the rule of the game. Hearing the name of the game, Diana feels that Arman was insulting her, so she goes away from here, and Arman takes her portrait and goes to his friends. Sophia tells them that only those people can go to the real world who came here in her taxi. Arman decides to take Diana with him instead of Sophia, and takes Sophia's car and goes to find Diana. He goes to his grandmother's house and reaches Diana's house with her help, but Diana doesn't open the door. Grandmother also tries to convince her, but Diana does not meet Arman, and then all three friends come to Sophia. But Sophia was very angry with them. So now she decides to leave them in this world and go alone to the real world. But the three friends accept their mistake and convince him, and then all four of them sit in the car and come back to the real world. But Sophia does not remember anything about the previous world. Tursun goes to Alina with the flowers. Here, in order to find Sophia, Arman goes to every place where Sophia could be, but he can't find Sophia anywhere. Here, Tursun sells the washing machine and takes Alina to the park. Meanwhile, Arman goes to Diana's flat. But here, there is some other girl with her husband, because this was the real world. On the other hand, Tursun gives Alina the tickets to Paris, and Tima gets his car released and then meets a traffic police officer. But this time, both of them start talking about cars and everything goes well. Here we see Arman, who has come to the art school to get the incomplete portrait of China completed. But luckily here he finds Diana, and the movie ends with this happy ending.